but we have countries all around the world that are excited, not just about Bitcoin, guys, but obviously about BitFundZa. But this is what BitFundZa wants to do, guys. It wants to help you fund your projects for 2017 and beyond. And just like GoFundMe or Kickstarter, you know, the only difference between those platforms and us is we use Bitcoin. So you will see a phenomenal presentation tonight that's going to allow you to make an educated decision on why you should get started with BitFundZa in all of the African countries. And for many of you around the world that are joining us also tonight, guys, I'm pretty sure many of you have friends, family members, business associates. Africa is such a booming, like literally their mobile device adoption is far greater than any other country. And the beauty in that is many of them might not have access to banking infrastructure, but they have access to mobile devices. And with the increased adoption of Wi-Fi cafes, I mean, many of them are setting up Bitcoin wallets, Litecoin wallets, Ether wallets, and this is what you're going to start seeing around the world is, you know, even though they don't have access to banking infrastructure, they'll be able to buy and sell goods, products, services, you name it, with digital currency, and that's what's really, really exciting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and as I always say, this rocket ship has left the building. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, this morning, or this afternoon for this BitFundZa live webinar for Africa. Christian, Emmanuel, thank you so much for bringing your teams on here. And obviously, Peter out of South Africa. We've got so many phenomenal leaders in Africa that are blowing up BitFundZa right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my business partner, Ray Fulmer, and I, we were so excited to bring you BitFundZa because at the end of the day, it's a decentralized peer-to-peer Bitcoin donation site, similar to what you see with companies like GoFundMe, right? But GoFundMe uses fiat dollars, we use Bitcoin. If you look at this page right now, you can see, you know, you can raise money for any project, really. It says support the victims of the mass shooting in Vegas. They were talking about hurricanes, earthquakes. So many of us know somebody that has set up a GoFundMe account, whether it's for medical bills, school tuition, maybe a house burned down, or a natural disaster. GoFundMe is a phenomenal platform. They raise billions of dollars for different projects. And then many of you that are entrepreneurs, you know that Kickstarter is a place where many of these concepts, many of these companies go to crowdfund. And the beauty in that, guys, is both Kickstarter and GoFundMe on a yearly basis, you know, they raise billions upon billions of dollars, but again, in fiat. The reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, you got to remember one thing, not everybody has access to banking infrastructure. So we're talking about 2.5 billion people around the world have access to banking infrastructure, but at current time, we have about 7.5 billion global citizens. So that leaves a lot of people out, right? Now, the beautiful thing about Bitcoin, guys, is obviously it's a decentralized digital currency that's deflationary. So when we looked at Bitcoin in 2008, we read the white paper, but we didn't really get it. Like there was nobody teaching anybody about Bitcoin, and there was no mass adoption in 2008, 9, 10, going into 2011. So we really didn't get started at a high level till 2012 when more merchants were taking it for commerce. But guys, the thing that we saw was there was a lot of potential because at the end of the day, when you have a digital currency that's not owned by any bank and it's not controlled by any government, meaning it's borderless, right? It's not controlled by the powers that be. It's got potential for global adoption. And this is why we were so excited in 2012 about Bitcoin, and now in 2017, almost 2018, to bring you BitFundZa. You know, we were sick and tired of companies coming in. You work very hard, bring your networks, and then all of a sudden those companies are gone, right? We've all been there. We've all been there multiple times because as an entrepreneur, you go through that, guys, and that's why Ray and I decided, you know what, we're sick and tired of companies doing that. We're going to start something that's going to be around long term. For those of you that are hearing about BitFundZa for the first time, somebody cared enough about your family's financial future to put you on this webinar tonight. At any given time, you can create anything you want, ladies and gentlemen. You can have anything, you can be anything, but too many people don't tell you how powerful you are. So thank you very much for spending some quality time with us. This BitFundZa VIP launch 2017 for Africa will be recorded, and you can use it as a marketing collateral for all your teams, not just in Africa, but around the world. So we're going to show you how to raise money for your cause, help people achieve their dreams in 2017. This is called timing, right? You're seeing something at its very genesis. In the future, BitFundZa will be the absolute largest crowdfunding platform in the world that's using Bitcoin. And the reason why it's so valuable, guys, is because you're going to get an education, not just a platform where you can, crowdfund Bitcoin for your projects, but you're also going to get educated on digital currencies, trading, exchanges, wallets, legal, ICOs, you name it. We're going to make sure that you have a PhD in cryptocurrency, guys, and that's what sets us apart from all these other companies that are here today, gone tomorrow, is we want to educate you. So you might be asking, what is Bitcoin? Like paper money and gold before it, Bitcoin is a currency that allows parties to exchange value. Unlike its predecessors, Bitcoin is digital and decentralized. For the first time in history, people can exchange value without intermediaries like banks, which translates to greater control of funds and lower fees. Now, remember, guys, I told you a story about us when we first read about Bitcoin, and not many people were adopting it. Well, in 2012, companies like WordPress, Etsy, 4chan started accepting Bitcoin as a payment solution. 2013 was a good year for Bitcoin because you had Overstock.com that started accepting Bitcoin, cheapair.com, Pizza for Coins, Shopify, Reddit, and literally, guys, when people started realizing that many people don't have banking or access to banking infrastructure, that's why these big companies started accepting Bitcoin, right? 2014 was a booming year for Bitcoin, guys, because now Dell Computers came in and said you can buy computers with Bitcoin. Expedia.com, one of the largest travel engines in the world, started accepting Bitcoin. Fiverr, Dish Network, Tiger Direct, and for many of you that have children in African countries, guys, your children are so smart. Remember that they not only can they program your phones, right, and your tablets, but many of them are on the Microsoft Xbox network. And on that Xbox network, they can set up wallets for Bitcoin, buy games, buy weapons for their games, skins, you name it. Like, these kids are so advanced. It just, when I was their age, when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, I was riding a bike, throwing rocks, climbing trees, and these kids nowadays are so smart that they're, basically programming, right? They're setting up Bitcoin wallets, helping their parents with their technology. It's phenomenal. Now, PayPal started accepting Bitcoin in 2014 also, guys, and that was a turning point because obviously PayPal is one of the biggest merchant processing companies in the world. 2015 brought about BitFundZa.com, which is a furniture store. But if you look on the right-hand side, guys, there's hundreds of thousands of merchants that are taking Bitcoin. But everybody knows who Tesla is, right? You can walk into a Tesla dealership right now and purchase any model with Bitcoin. Many of us grew up with a Lamborghini poster on our walls, and guess what? You can walk into a Lambo dealership and buy a vehicle with Bitcoin. That's exciting because at the end of the day, many people or many other companies in the future will allow you to do the same thing. Now, for those of you that are sports fans, you can actually go to a Sacramento Kings arena game and you can buy your game tickets, your jerseys, hot dogs, beer, cookies, you name it, with Bitcoin, guys. And obviously, if you want to book intergalactic travel, Virgin Galactic takes Bitcoin for when you want to go into space. Subway takes Bitcoins, guys. There's many subways that are accepting Bitcoin. Philadelphia Brewing Company, Pizza for Coins, City Wine Cellars. The list goes on and on and on when it comes to food and drinks, guys. Now, when we talk about online media, guys, don't forget Reddit, WordPress, Elite Email, just name a few. Obviously, Zenego, Shopify, Overstock, Baby Goodies, as far as retailers. So for those people that tell you, hey, nobody's accepting Bitcoin, in countries like Japan right now, you have over 400,000 merchants alone that are accepting Bitcoin. And like I tell people this, you can even get a Bitcoin debit card now, which we couldn't do back in 2012, 2013. And this is why Bitcoin is booming, guys. Bitcoin is booming because people are realizing you can use it for commerce or store value. So now, what is Bitcoin crowdfunding? It is similar to GoFundMe, just like you saw on the previous screen, but with Bitcoin. GoFundMe is a crowdfunding platform that allows people in some, but not all countries to raise money for events ranging from life events such as celebrations and graduations to challenging circumstances like accidents and illnesses. We all have a family member or a friend, guys, that's been on GoFundMe, and they raise a ton of money. Now, Kickstarter, it is similar to Kickstarter, but with Bitcoin. Kickstarter is the world's largest funding platform for creative projects, a home for film, music, art, theater, games, comics, design, photography, and much, much more. Guys, many companies around the world use Kickstarter, but again, don't forget, not everybody has access to banking infrastructure, and they raise money in fiat. So now here comes BitFundZa. It's now a new way to raise Bitcoin globally in 2017. BitFundZa is an online cryptocurrency education platform and peer-to-peer donation system built for the advancement of the global Bitcoin community. Now, BitFundZa will allow you to fund your dreams with Bitcoin for decades to come. And remember, guys, because it is decentralized, basically they're giving the power to the people, right? That's what we wanted to do with BitFundZa. We did not want a centralized model. When I talked to Raymond Fulmer, I said, look, I want to build something that's decentralized so that anybody around the world can have access to it, but also I wanted the members to be able to crowdfund their projects directly, right? So many of these donations that people get for their projects when they share their projects globally go directly into their blockchain.info wallets. And it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen, because the only person that could run off with your Bitcoin is you. So now, how does BitFundZa work and how do you get started in 2017? So global citizens who want to participate with BitFundZa donate Bitcoin to each other through a 3x5 matrix. Now, this type of matrix puts a person, organization, or nonprofit at the top of a matrix that has 3 positions right under them, guys. And to make it very simple so that everybody understands, because ultimately we do training every single Saturday, guys. To get started, all you have to do is activate your BitFundZa. If you look right here where it says level 1, I'm going to read this so you can understand this. You activate your BitFundZa cryptocurrency education package with 0.0035 Bitcoin, then you just get 3 people or nonprofit organizations or regular organizations to activate on your link using your back office link, and then you'll receive an aggregate amount. If you look at, once you send a donation, then you're active in the platform. And let's say you go out and you find 3 organizations or 3 business partners, right, around the world. The aggregate amount that they'll donate to you is 0.0105, guys. And that's going to go directly into your Bitcoin wallet. Now, ultimately, what you have to remember, there's no admin fees here. It's a global peer-to-peer platform. Bitcoin donations are sent direct to your Bitcoin wallet. We have weekly cryptocurrency educations, and there's less than 4 million Bitcoin users globally. Now, we'll get more into training as far as the entire compensation plan, but for now, that's how you get started, ladies and gentlemen. Today, you set up your blockchain.info wallet. You make sure you go to the link that was sent to you by a leader in Africa, and you get started today, right? So 0.0035 in Bitcoin is roughly about $16, guys. And obviously, what I tell people is to be able to crowdfund with $16 in Bitcoin is pretty phenomenal, because you can do that every 30 days. If you so choose to build residual Bitcoin, you can. If you just want to build Bitcoin this month and crowdfund your project, you can do that. The majority of people, about 85% of the people in BitFundZa, guys, right now are recharging their positions because they want to build Bitcoin residually, and that's a beautiful, beautiful concept. So now, get started with BitFundZa today. Get back with the person, organization, or nonprofit that shared this incredible project with you. We hope that your cause, organization, or movement wins big in 2017. Be extraordinary. Help others win in 2017 and beyond. And guys, remember, if you would have purchased $100 of Bitcoin in October of 2009, you would have $75 to about $100 million today. Cryptocurrency is seeing massive adoption globally, guys. Educate yourselves and win massively. The leaders that brought you to this webinar today, guys, will send you this PowerPoint. And on this PowerPoint, you can go to these links right here. You can just put those in your browser. You can set up your Coinbase wallet, your blockchain wallet. We use an API for blockchain, guys. So this is why we tell everybody to set up a free blockchain wallet, because their development, their security is pretty phenomenal. We have trainings down here that you can attend. Like, you can go through these trainings. They've already been done for you. And then obviously, if you want to get set up with an exchange or on localbitcoins.com, you can go to these links. And all of these links are case sensitive, guys. So if you see a capital letter, just put it in, lowercase, put it in, and you can get set up in 2 to 3 minutes. It's pretty phenomenal. But what I also want to do today is I just want to give you a sneak peek of what your trainings will look like on Saturdays, because ultimately, guys, I'll tell you this. BitFundZa it's gonna boom. Like, we are seeing mass adoption all around the world. And the beautiful thing is, it's people like you that have your dreams that are gonna get crowdfunded, right? It doesn't matter what the project is. We have many churches that are coming into BitFundZa right now because they need to raise money, for missionary work, youth ministry, upgrades to their churches. And when we can change our local communities, that's really what BitFundZa was meant for, guys. Now, you are gonna make a ton of Bitcoin, don't get me wrong, but we want you to understand you're gonna be able to change your environment where you live for the better. And this is really what excites Raymond and myself, is many people are gonna use that Bitcoin for good use, guys. Like, literally, they're gonna donate, they're gonna help organizations, and it's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us for this evening's BitFundZa Africa Live webinar. We hope that you get back with the person that invited you to this webinar. Make sure that you register today. Do not wait until tomorrow, because you could probably get passed up by a few hundred people. Africa is booming right now. There's so many people WhatsApp groups that are super just jacked out of their minds. They want to learn more about Bitcoin and they want to do it now, right? So get back with that person. Make sure you're on their link, their personal link. Sign up, set up your Bitcoin wallet, and then obviously to get started, it just takes a 0.0035 donation to the person that invited you, and you're off to the races, guys. All you have to do is share some information, and you can crowdfund any project in 2017. Whether you want to build it, whether you want to fund it for 1 month, or you want to fund it for the next couple of years, BitFundZa will be here to help you with that, ladies and gentlemen. So again, my name is Max Garza III. Raymond Fulmer, thank you very much for being on this webinar. If you have any questions, make sure you get with Christian, Peter, Emmanuel. There's so many amazing leaders that are on this webinar today in Africa, and we want you to win big, ladies and gentlemen.